Hello and welcome to this session in which we will discuss some deductibility of taxes. So businesses pay different type of taxes. In this session we would look at which taxes are deductible. Why this is important? Because the whole reason for a deduction is to reduce your taxes. So how about if you pay some taxes, can those taxes be deductible and reduce your taxes? And the answer is yes, some taxes are deductible, and this is what we will discuss in this session. Now, for something to be deductible, like a tax expense, the business deducted when they either paid it or they incurred it, and it's in the ordinary and the necessary course of business. Just like any other expense. If you're a cash basis, you have to pay it. If you're accrual, there are separate rules, but the tax has to be ordinary and necessary. Now, no one's going to pay taxes if it's not ordinary and necessary, right? You don't want to pay taxes to various governments to have a deduction unless you have to. So I'm going to start by looking at real estate taxes. So what is the core requirement for real estate taxes? And this is a little bit related to Schedule A, personal, but here we are discussing from a business perspective. Tax must be assessed on the property value. For a real estate taxes to be a real estate tax, it's based on the property value. Usually it's a percentage that the tax is assessed on. It must be imposed by the government authority. And what gets really tested in this area is the allocation rule. So when the property is sold during the year, what do? Well, we have to split the taxes between the buyer and the seller. The seller is responsible up to the sale date. So when I sold my property, my closing date was, let me guess, 7/29. So I'm responsible for the taxes up until 7/29. The buyer from the date of sale forward. So the buyer is responsible from end of July till the end of the year. That's fine. So this applies regardless of who actually pays the bill, because this amount is prorated based on the time. It doesn't matter who pays the bill. And to a great degree, this also works for personal taxes when we look at Schedule A. So property taxes is one of these taxes. Is this deductible? Yes, if you have a business and you have to pay property taxes for that, it's deductible. What other taxes do we have? Let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, FarhatLectures.com. You are here because you are serious about mastering taxation. Whether you are taking a tax course, studying for the CPA exam, or enrolled agent, tax feels overwhelming, not because it's impossible, but because it's dense, detailed, and often taught at a pace that doesn't match the way you learn. The rules can feel disconnected, and the logic isn't always explained clearly. At Farhat Lectures, we slow it down. We explain the why behind the rules, break concept into simple steps, and rebuild your understanding from the ground up without assuming any prior knowledge. When explanation matches your learning, everything changes. The confusion fades, the rules start to connect, and tax becomes manageable. If you are ready to understand tax with clarity and confidence, start your free trial at farhatlectures.com and let's build your tax foundation together. How about something we called improvement? Certain properly related charges are not taxes for deduction purposes. Like what? Sidewalk construction, sewer installation, street improvement. Those are not deductible. Why? Because they increase the value of the property. They provide future benefit. In other words, they are not expense. They are capitalized. Capitalized means what? It means they are treated as an asset. It means they are added to the basis. They are not currently deductible. Let's look at an example. George owns a retail building. The city charges $12,000 to rebuild the road. It's an improvement. And $2,000 an annual street cleaning. How do we treat those expenditure? Well, the $12,000 is capitalized. To rebuild the road improvement, that's an improvement. The street cleaning is deductible. It's an expense. It's a deductible expense. Now let's differentiate between real property and personal property. And it's important as a tax student, enrolled agent, CPA exam. So when we say real property, automatically you should know what that is. and versus personal property. So what is real property? When we say real property, real means it's tangible. It's not only tangible, it's unmovable. So what property is unmovable? You cannot move land, you cannot move building. Those are real property. Usually deductible if tied to business use. So again, real property taxes, if you pay real property taxes on those real asset, they're usually deductible. How about personal property taxes? When we say personal property, if I said those are not movable, attached to land and building, you can say that personal property are movable. What could be movable property? Think about vehicles, computers, equipment, machinery. Those are movable property. Personal property taxes, are they deductible? They are considered taxes if they are based on value imposed annually. If not value-based, it's not deductible, especially if you're on the personal level. So let's take a look at the state and local taxes. First, you need to understand federal income tax, never deductible. Because if you keep deducting your federal income tax, you keep on redoing your taxes, because every time you deduct it, it will change, you'll go back, and it's never ending. So federal, you cannot deduct federal income tax on your federal income tax return. Just never deductible. State and local business taxes, deduct. Individual, notice here, individual, SALT, state and local taxes, limited to 40,000, that amount could change. But here's what some businesses do to bypass this limitation. So they pay their taxes through a pass-through entity, what's called PTET. The SALT limitation restricts individual deduction. The latest is 40,000, but that number could change. States created PTET to shift taxes from individual level to the entity level. Well, what's the tax benefit? The entity deducts the taxes without limitation, and owners receive credit or deduction on their K1. An example, a partnership earns $500,000. Instead of the owners paying tax individually, the partnership elect to pay the taxes, pays $60,000. The result is what? The partnership deduct the full $60,000 and the owner would receive credit, reduce their personal tax. This effectively bypass if there's any SALT limitation that applies. Just FYI. Now, are there any other taxes that could be applied and could be deductible? And the answer is yes. There are some taxes that are based on revenue, not profit. Usually when we think of taxes, we think of taxes on profit, taxable income, on your income. There are certain taxes that you have to pay even if no profit exists. You'd still have to pay taxes. How do we treat those taxes and what are those taxes? For one thing, those taxes are fully deductible as business expenses, but let's look at some of them specifically. They have specific rules. Excise taxes. What are excise taxes? What triggers excise taxes? There are certain consumption. For example, the government don't want you to consume a lot of alcohol, a lot of fuel, tobacco. They impose excise taxes. It could be for specific services, tanning, transportation, hotel industry. They're called excise taxes. Now, what do we do with those excise taxes? What's the proper treatment? Okay, I said that they're fully deductible as a business expense, but sometimes you might have to take an intermediate step. If those taxes are related to operation, they're deducted immediately. If you paid those excise taxes, for example, you're buying fuel or alcohol. Before you sell it, you add that tax to the alcohol. It's related to the inventory. It gets added. It gets capitalized. Then it gets expensed to cost of goods sold. Same thing, if you paid any excise taxes related to asset, it's added to the basis. Then what happened to the basis? You will take the expense through depreciation expense. And usually the companies, they file form 720, just FYI. Now let's talk about sales and use taxes. What are sales and use taxes? Well, sales tax is taxes as a result of a transaction of a sale. And use tax, basically the same thing. You're using the asset. So sometimes the taxes are imposed on the customer. For example, let's look at scenario 1. The business collect tax on behalf of the government. You go to a store in Pennsylvania to buy something for $100. They charge you an additional 6%. You will pay in total $106. How would the business treat this additional $6? This additional $6 is not yours. This additional $6 is to the government in Harrisburg, the capital of Pennsylvania. Therefore, the business will act as an agent. They will hold the $6, then they will send it to the state government. So the result is it's not an income, it's not an expense. Matter of fact, it's a liability. And once you pay that liability, you remove the liability. So this is that sales tax. So they collect the money and it's not really yours. How about when the tax is on the seller? Sometimes the seller is supposed to pay taxes. So the business is legally responsible for the tax based on their sales. They'll have to pay a certain tax. Well, if they collect that money from the customer, that's fine. If they kind of add it to the customer, they would include it in gross income, then they will have to send it to the government. It gets deducted. So if that's what's happening, that's what happened. Purchases by business, when the business make a purchase and they pay taxes. If they buy an asset, they add the taxes to the equipment. So you bought a vehicle, again, you pay 6%, it gets added to the vehicle. If you buy inventory, it gets capitalized. Any taxes, for example, you have to pay taxes for that inventory to get that inventory available for its intended use. It's part of the inventory cost. If you pay taxes for buying supplies, and you just expense it with the supplies. For example, a retailer operates in a state where sales tax is imposed on the seller. The retailer collects $5,000 in sales tax. Okay, great. Then that's income. Then it gets expensed. So what's the net effect? Is zero. But you would have to report this. And this is a summary of basically what we talked about: real estate tax, deductible, improvement, capitalized, federal tax, not deductible, state tax for business, deductible, the pass-through avoids the SALT limit, the gross receipt tax, deductible, excise tax, depending deductible or capitalized. Eventually, even the capitalized gets deductible eventually. Sales tax that the customer pay, it's not income, it's a liability. Sales tax that the seller pay or they collect from the customer, as a result, income, then a deduction. Let's take a look at this multiple choice question from farhatlectures.com. A manufacturer pays an excise tax on goods used in production. How is that tax treated? How is that excise tax treated? Now, what we learn about excise tax, it could be either expense or capitalized. Well, so we would say the answer is either expense or capitalized depending on the use. But here in this example, in this question, they're telling us it's used in production. It's used in production, it means it's used to produce something, inventory. Under those circumstances, we have to assume that for now, the safer, since we know the use of it, in this situation, capitalized. Notice in this situation, capitalize. Why? Because it's used in production. And the answer will be always capitalized. It doesn't mean the answer excise tax always capitalized. If it's used in production, always capitalized. Now, obviously, you could always make the case, well, I could also buy this and expense it for some other reason. It could be. But the question here, it says used in production. Used in production, it means to manufacture an asset. You add it to the asset. You add it to the inventory. Most likely will be the inventory. Here is the asset. Always expense immediately? No, because it's used in production. Not deductible? It is deductible. When we say not deductible, it is deductible. It doesn't have to be now. It's deductible eventually as cost of goods sold when the item is sold. But not deductible is incorrect. So C could be, you could either argue it's either expense or capitalized, because that's the general rule. We said excise taxes, expense now or capitalize and expense later. But in this situation, since we mentioned used in production, capitalized will be a safer answer. What should you do now? Whether you are using studying for the EA exam, CPA, you're an accounting student, the best investment you can make is invest in yourself, invest in your education. Go to Farhat Lectures, look at additional lectures, resources, exercises, multiple choice, true, false, AI resources that will help you prepare for your professional certification, succeed in your exam. Don't shortchange yourself, and God bless.